Welcome to the morning after week 2 here in the CFFL. Although I necessarily wasn't planning on doing a show this week, the crazy amount of injuries that I might as well do one because it's kind of a unique week this week with that you don't always see that many injuries one week in the CFFL. So we'll get right to the action this week. First of all, we saw that the Badgers fell to the Little Big Men. 49 to 95.5. Little Big Men came through with another big victory here. Cam Newton has been huge so far this year. I think a lot of people may have expected him to have a good year, but nothing quite like that. Badgers disappointing week this week. I'm sure they'll bounce back. Cardinals buoyed by a big week by Calvin Ridley again, Kareem Hunt again. Well, first time for Kareem Hunt, and Josh Allen, the 109, taking down Aaron Rodgers we trust. Disappointing week for Aaron Rodgers we trust in that Dak Prescott and Alvin Kamara combined for 53.5 of their 78 points. And actually, if you combine this kicker in that 65 to 78, so the rest of the team kind of laid an egg. But those three guys did come through pretty well. Next up, we had the Bruisers taking down the Gargoyles, 90.5 to 67.5. Bruisers were led by Terry McLaurin's 13 and Justin Tucker's 15. Bad week for the Gargoyles. Mahomes had a good week, but the Saquon injury followed. That's going to make it hard for him to compete this year, and it looks the Vegas odds makers are not liking his chances to get that playoff win this year. Next up, then we had the Dingoes taking down Dr. Dangerous, 109.5 to 78.5. As you can tell, this year we've had a lot of high point weeks. A lot of high scoring so far. Dingoes were led by Russell Wilson's 27 and Aaron Jones's 30, so 57 points there. Dr. Dangerous had a good week. Chubb had a good week. Miles Sanders had a good week. Darren Waller had a good week, but just not enough when you take on somebody who had a heck of a week. Price is Right snuck by the Sasquatches, 62.5 to 49. Disappointing week for Price is Right. Young Huku and Jonnu Smith had 31. Unlikely superstars for him this week. And the Sasquatches still struggling. No one in double figures as they do not pick up their first win of the year. And another disappointing week for the Horn Dogs. They were trailed going into the Monday night game by like 7 points, expecting Emmanuel Sanders, since he's the one, and Will Lutz to put that up, but they did not. A lackluster effort for the Saints causes their second straight loss to start the year, as they're 0-2. Minotaurs moved to 1-1, considering not a big week out of Lamar Jackson. He has to be pretty thrilled with that, because those big weeks are coming. So next we'll head into the player of the week. There was a lot of them this week that could have, but this week Dak Prescott gets it with his 450 yards of passing, 18 yards rushing, 4 total touchdowns, only one of them passing, which leads to 33.5 points. And then, like I said, the story of the week this week is the fantasy-pocalypse. With all the injuries, as well as a couple injuries from week 1, you have Saquon out for the year, Courtland Sutton out for the year, McCaffrey out 4 to 6, Jimmy Garoppolo out week to week, they said. Raheem Mostert looks like maybe a week, so I put Sutton on there twice. We had 2 injuries coming in, so I guess that's why I did that. Sterling Shepard out, probably a week or 2. Drew Lock out 2 to 5. Paris Campbell out indefinitely. Devontae Adams maybe just a week. Michael Thomas coming into the week. Chris Godwin coming into the week. Kenny Golladay coming into the week. So yeah, it was a bad week there. Next up, we'll take a look at the big matchups of the coming week here. So first of all, we have the Battle of the Unbeatens. Team Price is Right taking on the Dingoes. Both teams are 2-0 so far. And the other one is, can the Cardinals stay hot? A couple years ago, I started out really good. I had like 180 points after 2 weeks. This year, I'm averaging 110 points per week. So Cardinals, can they stay hot against the Minotaurs? We will see. Minotaurs have two number ones in Drake and Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Tim Allen, I think, chips in too. Lamar Jackson. So a dangerous team. So we'll see if I can pull this one off. And we'll also, the free agent spending spree from last week continue. $85, Scott, for Malcolm Brown. We'll see. And also, breaking news coming in here. Looks like we have a trade to report. Aaron Rodgers goes from the Gargoyles over to The Sasquatches give up Robbie Anderson. Initial report, I'm going to give the edge on that trade to the Sasquatches. He was able to get away with that deal without moving Tyler Boyd, so a pretty good move on his part. Gargoyles, we'll see, maybe that change of scenery there will help, and he can get a little more help on his receiving core. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in this week. We will get to our final song. We'll play out, and we'll see you next week. And keep making bad decisions, especially Minotaurs. Thanks.